Erased. We start off with a 29-year-old nigga named Satoru. All he wants to do is be a little manga artist, but nobody's fucking with his shit. So basically he's stuck delivering pizzas for the time being. He worked there with this little annoying ass high school girl named Irie, and one day he's going to deliver a pizza whenever he sees a little like blue holographic motherfucking CGI butterfly fly through the sky, and the nigga gets sent back in time, right? Like 30 seconds or some shit like that. Then he looks to the left to the big ass box truck that drove past him, and he sees that the man driving it passed out at the wheel. Not only that, but he sees this dumbass little boy that ran out into the middle of the road right where the truck's about to drive past. So Satoru hits a smooth U-turn, goes and reaches in the truck and grabs the nigga's wheel, and god damn it, I ain't gonna lie to you, my nigga, this was so clutch. He moved that bitch just enough to miss the little boy, right? Like, I'm talking just enough. If this truck would have hit this boy, nigga, he would have no longer been a human. That little nigga would have turned into Flat Stanley or some shit. I'm talking he would have became one with that goddamn pavement. There was no chance of survival for this little ass boy. So yeah, Satoru saves him and all that, but in the mix of that, he gets in a head-on collision with another car coming in the opposite direction of traffic. Yeah, at this point I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? It turns out this is nothing new. This is something that he refers to as revival, which basically he'll see that little butterfly, the whole world will like flash and colors will go inverted, and the nigga gets sent 30 seconds back in time to go fix whatever bad event is about to happen. Next, Satoru wakes up in the hospital greeted by that Irie bitch, the bitch he works with. So she explains to him what happened. Then when Satoru leaves to go home, he finds his mom in his crib. While she's there, she asks Satoru if he remembers the tragedies that happened in his town whenever he was a kid. Off rip, he's like, hell no. Like, the f you talking about? Basically, back when bro was 10 years old, his town got hit by a serial kidnapper who kidnapped and murdered 3 little girls in the town. And Satoru's mans, Yuki, went down for the crime, went down for the murders. Free my nigga Yuki, bro. Free Yuki in the comments. I'm gonna be mad if I don't see it down there. Nigga was cool as hell. I mean, I kind of understand it in a way because, like I said, these kids was like 10, 11 years old, and the nigga Yuki at the time, I think, was 20. So it's kind of like, what the f? That's a little weird. Why you hanging around these little ass kids? Something going on there we don't know about? That's a little sus. Free my Yuki still. Anyways, so next Satoru and his mom just get done shopping, and as they're walking out, he sees the butterfly again. Boom, revival. He gets sent back a couple seconds of time, but he's looking around. He can't figure out what the f is going on. He's like, Mom, do you see anything that looks off? Anything strange? And in the mix of her looking around, she makes eye contact with a dude who was getting ready to actually kidnap this little girl. So she ended up saving her. Now, Satoru's mom just can't get this situation out of her mind, because whenever they made eye contact, she really got a good look at his face. She was like, this dude looks kind of familiar. And not only that, but because she brought it up to Satoru, the kidnappings from years ago were fresh in her mind, so she's putting 2 and 2 together, thinking that this dude that she saw was actually the kidnapper from 18 years ago. She gets back to Satoru's crib, excited to tell him the news, but he wasn't there. Then when she finally hears the door open, she looks back to greet Satoru when this bitch gets met with a knife in her back. This bitch gets stabbed in her back with a fat ass kitchen knife, nigga. No, I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga, this knife was big as f. My nigga, this shit looked like a fucking baby katana. And as she hits the floor and looks up at this killer's mysterious face, she's like, oh shit, I knew it was you. So basically what had happened was, whenever they made that eye contact, the dude knew that she knew who he was about to snatch up this little girl, and was like, oh my gosh, she knows, like, I gotta get her the fuck up out of here. So he followed her to Satoru's crib and murdered her. Man, it was so tragic. She even tried to reach up to her phone and call Satoru, but the dude grabbed the phone. Psych! I'm like, damn. Finally, Satoru come back. He sees his mom on the ground. Bro, this dumb ass nigga right here, but this shit blew me, right? This nigga was looking at her, she was like, what? Well, funny joke, Mom. Seriously, Mom, this is hilarious. Stop playing. And then he reaches down to touch her and sees the knife on her back. Nigga, who the f is playing a joke like this, my nigga? Who is playing a joke like this? And your dumb ass gonna just bend down and get all that blood? Like, bro, the neighbor walks in trying to return a dish or some shit to him, and basically just sees this nigga blood all over his hand, hovering over his mom's body. Like, oh shit, this nigga just iced his mom. That's basically what she's thinking. I'm like, damn, you're dumb as f. You should have just called somebody. Well, now you got evidence on you. Anyways, the lady calls the police. The police get there. They think it's this nigga Satoru. He's like, hell nah, he's panicking. He starts running away. The butterfly pops up, revival again. Boom, he gets sent back. But wait, usually when it's a revival, you get sent back like 30 seconds. This nigga got sent back 18 years back to when he was 10 years old in the year 1988, fool. So Satoru, confused to why he got sent back to the year 1988, then realized that 1988 was the same year them girls got kidnapped, so he knew that he got sent back to try to save the girls. The first girl that got kidnapped was Caillou, and Satoru's plan to keep her from getting kidnapped was to just become friends with her, which he was trying to be friends with her. She was not f***ing with bro at first, bro. You was talking about some...
You're an idiot.
Damn, she's cold.
The more Satoru starts to get close to Caillou, the more he realizes that she is really going through it. So we come to find out that little Caillou was actually getting abused at home. He needs to figure out the date that she disappeared, but then he realizes that Caillou never turned 11, so it had to be before her birthday. Goes to figure out her birthday. Turns out they have the same exact birthday, March 2nd. So he decides to throw a birthday party for both of them to try to keep her safe another day. And he figured out that March 1st was day X, the day that she disappeared. Which means this nigga got T-11 days to make sure this bitch don't get snatched, you feel me? Satoru sees Yuki in the park one day and decides to go chill with him, and after that day he realizes, like, man, there is just no way that this is a murderer, bro. He is cool as hell. Which then we realize that, like, in the present day, the year 2006, when we first started, Yuki's awaiting the death penalty. So that gives Satoru another person he wants to save. So first it was the 3 girls, then his mother. Now he wants to save Yuki as well. Satoru has a run-in with Kaya at her crib where she got the beat out of her and left in her shed to die, basically, and her mom just snatched her up and said, come on, let's go. Satoru even tries to go snitch to one of the principals, but even they said that, like, they can't even get the welfare office involved like they trying to. Then day X finally rolls around. Satoru made sure he did not leave her side. They chilled after school. He walked her home, made sure she got in the crib safe. Next day, he's happy to see she's still alive. They even go to the store together. Whenever they got back to Satoru's house, boom, his friends and mom surprised him with a surprise birthday party. This man was happy as So the next day he gets to school where, oddly enough, he looks and he sees that Caillou's not in class. Caillou's seat is empty. He even ran by her house and saw Caillou's mom throwing out her clothes and shit. 6 days later, Aya, the second girl in the series of kidnappings, went missing. Turns out Satoru didn't actually prevent it. The nigga just pushed the shit back 2 days. God damn it, that's gotta be a bad motherfucking feeling. I know this nigga was hurt. You ass got sent back in time 18 years and couldn't even save a little ass girl from getting mad. The nigga panic, starts sprinting down the street, and then boom, he gets shot back into present time where he's still hiding out from the police because they suspect he's the one who still motherfucking samurai sliced his mother. His boss from the pizza shop hits him up where he's like, yo, this is your safe place to stay. Turns out this rat working with the police too, so he had to get up out of there. Which then Irie, yeah, remember the little annoying bitch who works with him at the pizza shop? Yeah, she a rider, bruh. She a real one for surely. She saved them, was like, yo, you can crash out here, I believe everything you saying, don't worry about it, I got you. That's what, man, everybody need them one of them. Everybody need them one of them for sure. Next day he doing research where he sees that Caillou's age of death was actually 11 instead of 10, so his actions did affect the future. And then the whack ass pizza manager, of course, has suspicions that she's hiding bro out, so he starts snitching again, and they had to get up out of there where the new hiding spot was under this little like underpass or bridge or whatever. Next day Satoru and Irie meet back under the underpass where they get ambushed by the police. Enraged, this nigga Satoru forced a fucking revival, bruh. This nigga literally screamed and sent himself back in time, willingly this time. And boom, he gets a third chance. This time around, he's coming all different. The night of Satoru and Caillou's party, he leaves out for a few minutes and throws a fat ass boulder through this nigga Yuki's window. And I was like, why the fuck would you do that? What the hell's wrong with you? But he did that so the police would be there with him, figuring that out. So Yuki has an alibi now, and now he can't be the murderer. Then he sees Caillou's mom about to walk down some steps where he creeps up behind her. This nigga's about to push her down the fucking steps. Like, what the fuck? This nigga crazy as hell. But I low-key respect him for it. Like, dude did anything in his power. Like, he was really going by any means necessary to save these little girls, man. Satoru gets Caillou to agree to hide out in this old abandoned bus for the next couple days just to make sure she's safe. But on that second night of her staying on this bus, a nigga walks up in this bitch, like throws his stuff down, and boom, my fucking karate kicks a damn box for no damn reason at all and runs out. Obviously, Caillou is motherfucking shook, scared as hell, like, yo, what the fuck was that? Next day, Caillou was explaining to the rest of the gang what the hell happened, and they see the bag that he dropped. They emptied it where they see a whole bunch of shit for kidnapping a little girl. The nigga that they're hiding from, they're literally in this nigga's hideout. Obviously, they wasn't fucking with that and couldn't stay there, so he brings her home and explains to his mom that he gotta keep this little girl safe. So the next night they send Caillou home with her mom, which basically it was a setup, man. They had the Child Protective Services people there, and even had Caillou's grandma there. And long story short, they resolved everything. She's gonna take care of Caillou now. This Satoru saved her. Now it's time to save Aya. He goes to follow her when he runs into his mom, which he has to help her with the groceries. Then their teacher Yashiro sees him and gives him a ride home because they had all them groceries. Satoru sees something hanging out of Yashiro's glove box, and when he grab it, a mountain of fucking candy look like it's just robbed Willy Wonka or some shit, fall out this glove box and hit the ground. Now pause, hold on. I'm pretty sure any nigga with a brain in his head has to know what's going on now at this point. This was literally my biggest, and I mean biggest gripe about this show. And up until this point, I had no idea who the killer was, you know? To me, Yashiro, whatever his name was, he was just a teacher. He was the cool ass teacher, actually. I actually fucked with him. I liked him as a character. And then they did this. Like, it made it so obvious because not only did a bunch of candy just fall out, he was like, he grabbed a piece, he acted all nervous, and he gave a whack-ass excuse. Like, it just made it so obvious who the killer was. And I've heard other people talk about this too when talking about this show. So up until this point, this was literally top tier, but then here it was kind of just like, you know, you waiting for it to happen because we already knew who the it was, you feel me? My fault for the little rant. But anyways, to finish off, basically Satoru introduces Ayu to the rest of the gang, gets her in good hands. Satoru quickly asks the teacher where the she's going, says she went to the hockey rink, follows her to the hockey rink where he runs into the teacher again in the back. Like, is this not getting sus to you, bro? What the You still got a 29-year-old brain and thoughts in that little kid head, nigga. Let's not be stupid now. But basically the teacher's like, oh, she escaped right there. That car's probably got her. Come with me. Let's follow her. The nigga gets in the teacher's car. The teacher locks him in the seatbelt where he then starts explaining like, yeah, you're up. I'm the killer, nigga, and draws this nigga into a frozen lake. But right when you thought it was over, this nigga wakes up in the year 2003. Turns out this nigga was in a coma, but bro lost all his memories. Kenya and the rest of the homies from the friend group came and paid him a visit, which began to get his memories rolling again. After that, he gets a visit from Caillou, and she has a kid with another one of the homies in the friend group, which this was another one of them things that I seen everyone else tripping about online. Everyone was like, yo, this nigga went through all this. He built this bond with her. They obviously had some type of sentimental, deep, emotional connection. And he ain't even gonna get his bitch at the end. He gonna have a kid with his mans? That's crazy. But anyways, then the school teacher drops by, delighted to see that he doesn't have his memory back, you know, playing it off, acting like the nice school teacher who's trying to help him get back to being a regular human and whatnot. The teacher leads him to the rooftop, tries to push this off. Turns out whole time Satoru had all his memories a long time ago. He had everyone at the bottom ready to catch him, set him up. Going to jail for not only 1 but 2 times attempted murder on Satoru. After everything's resolved, Satoru finally achieves his dreams of becoming a manga artist, and at the very end, at the same little underpass where they used to meet in the other timeline, he meets Irie, and it ends just like that. Man, I tell you what, other than that one part I complained about earlier, it was still a great anime. I still recommend it to anybody. All them links in the description, bro, every single one. I'm gonna have hella. It's gonna be my Instagram, it's gonna be my Twitch, you feel me? Follow me on all my shit, okay, nigga? Do that for me, please. And Tokyo Goon out. See you on the next one. Peace.